Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Momentum. We're here to share good word with you to start your week off right. Today, we're going to talk about how to network with industry leaders as a student. Listen, one of the most important things that I learned about my college and high school journey is that I did not network enough with professionals. Like, they're the people who want to help me become the person who I want to become in the future. They're the person who want to help me make the money that I want to make in the future. They are the people who hold the keys to all of my success. And I literally said, since my college curriculum did not require me to have an internship, did not require me to have an externship, did not require me to shadow or go to any professional organization conferences or do any presentations, I didn't. And when I graduated from college and I went on a national search for job interviews and I literally applied for over 100 jobs, I didn't get a single interview. And that's because I did not do any networking. And so, are you struggling with building your professional networks, but you don't know exactly how to do it? This is the video for you, my friends. So, why networking matters? It's not just about getting a job. It's about finding networks. It's about getting mentors. It's about maybe even finding a sponsor. So a sponsor is somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you get the promotion, that you make a little extra money. They're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you have all the things that you need to be successful. And so you want to not just network so you can get an opportunity, but you want to be able to transform your life into having the big house, into having the big car, the car with the 2, 3, 4 car garage, right? You want to have a nice neighborhood. You want to have the beautiful family. You want to have a picket fence. You want to have the 3,000 square foot home with 4 or 5 or 6 bedrooms. Here's the reality. Somebody else has already gotten that. Somebody else has already figured that out. And so all you gotta do is do what they did in a way, right? Of course, you have to contextualize it to 2025, but you want to make sure that you're doing the best that you can to get connected with professionals right now versus waiting until you got a degree. Because the reality is the competition that you're going against, they're not waiting. The people who want the same job, who are applying for the same job as you, they're not waiting until they get a degree to make those connections. And so oftentimes then we are wondering, like, nobody wants to give me an opportunity. Well, the reality is somebody else just put in a little extra effort. And so that's what you got to do, is put in a little extra effort. Here's a tip number one that I think that you really need to hear. That's going to really help you change the game as it relates to how you network. What I've learned from a good friend, his name is LaMarcus Howard, Dr. LaMarcus Howard, excuse me, Dr. Howard, Vice President for HBCU in North Carolina. What I learned from him was $2 can change your life. Like, that's deep. And what he was really trying to say is, take a person to coffee, take a person to tea, get an opportunity to show somebody that you literally value their time by providing them a little gift, by providing them a little thank you. Those little things help you stand out, because how many of your peers are actually doing that with professionals? Not many, right? Like, that's what you need to think about. Like, what's going to help you become a standout? The coffee meeting, it can be 15, 20 minutes. And all you got to do is tell them, hey, yo, like, I'm really looking to break into this industry after I graduate. And I noticed that you had a really successful career. And so I would love to be able to take you to coffee so I can learn a little bit more about how to break into the career, how you got into the career, what made you stay in this career or this industry. and I want to glean some information that maybe could help me move myself into the future. And so when you get to that meeting, of course, you ask them to tell your story. Like, tell me a little bit about how you got here. Tell me about where you were born, where you was raised, a little bit about your upbringing, and what made you go into this industry. And then you want to end that meeting with, hey, so is there any opportunities that I should be aware of that will help me kind of further myself where I am now into becoming a candidate for a full-time job in the future? What are some things that I need to be doing right now in order to make myself available and compatible for this new job opportunity? That's how the conversation needs to go. If you're doing a coffee meeting, you should not be talking. You should not be doing the most talking. You should actually be asking more questions than you are making more statements. Because again, it's not about you. It's about them. And you want them to give you the keys. And so you got to show them that you're interested. You got to show them that you're intrigued by the work. That's going to help you. Another thing that you can think about is making the LinkedIn connection. So first and foremost, if you're a student and you don't have a LinkedIn, let me give you a little bit of advice. You need to start one now. And you want to make your photo as professional as possible. In your about you statement that everybody has at the very top of their profile, you want to give a little bit more insight as to the problem that you want to solve, the value that you bring to an industry, and the benefit or result of people working with you. And so I hope college students understand their natural gifts and talents, to articulate them to industry leaders, and get a job before graduation. You will see some of that language on the top of my LinkedIn. And so make sure that you're doing that, right? Update your education, update your career, your job, right, section, all those things. But you need a LinkedIn. And you're going to use this LinkedIn to be able to research potential positions in your region or your state or your city of the people that you want to be like. And so if you want to be a director, if you want to be a manager, if you want to be a COO, a CEO, a CFO, like, what I would not do is I would not put any limits on the type of person or the type of position that you're interested in pursuing. Like, if you want to be a president, reach out to presidents. Like, don't make it hard. Don't make it complex. And the reality is, like, people oftentimes won't give you any feedback. They won't respond. But all you need is one person to respond. And all you got to do is really impress that one person. And everything else can open up to you, right? And so I want to make sure that you know that that is a part of your strategy to help you stand out and network with professionals as a student. A couple other things you could do. You can share an interesting article and ask for their insights. You could share a video. You can offer opportunity to volunteer. You can ask a really thoughtful and thought-provoking question to get them to think deeper about what it is that they can do to help you understand a situation or a problem or a scenario better. All of those things are going to help you be more top of mind when opportunities come up because you impressed them. You know, one of the things I think you also need to do is you need to think about how can you prepare your introduction script. And so you create a brief script that kind of tells people who you are. This is something that you can copy and paste as you send out your emails, as you send out your LinkedIn messages. I mean, even look up people on Facebook and just say, yo, I am very much interested in the work that you do. And I would love to get to know you more. How can I be of service to you? How can I get a little bit more time on your schedule? How can I be a value add to the work that you're doing? Doing those type of things really helps you stand out because they show that you did your research. You can say things like, hey, I noticed that you participated in this. Hey, I noticed that your research focused on this. Hey, I noticed that you wrote an article about this. And I would love to dive deeper into asking more insights about this as you relates to that article or that video or that blog or whatever it is that they published. And then that's like, oh, wow, this person is interested by my work. How can I support them? Right? I'm giving you all the secrets, y'all, of how you make that connection, how you get in. Like, that's all we want. That's all everybody wants, is to get in. And so I want to help you do that, right? Another thing, when you attend events and things that the person is at, I want you to follow up. Like, the old saying is the fortune is in the follow up. And oftentimes what we do is we get these cards, we get these numbers, and we don't follow up, or we only follow up one time. And once you follow up that one time, you don't hear from that person. You like, oh, well, they don't care about me, no way. And you feel like they wrote you off. But the reality is, like, people are super busy. You might be reaching out to somebody that has a family. You might be reaching out to somebody that could be traveling. You might be reaching out to somebody who is just not on email right now, right? Or might be having a super busy week or month even. And so for you to just say, oh, yo, like, I'm done. I ain't gonna reach out no more. You're giving up on your dream. You're giving up on your goal. And if you give up that easily, did you really want it in the first place? You gotta ask yourself that. I want you to ask yourself that. Because again, you're gifted and talented. So your gifts and your talents are gonna take you so far in your life. You might need to be thinking like, dang, if I'm not willing to really show what I got, maybe that's not the right community for me in the first place. And so then you need to find that community, right? I think the last thing I want you to do is be consistent. Like, if you reach out and you don't get a response, reach out after another week. Reach out after another week. Like, what I'm trying to do is simplify this thing. And so all you're doing is literally sending 4 messages to a person a month. Like, if you're anything like me, you send out 4 messages in 5 minutes, right? You can send out 4 messages in seconds if you're really good. What I'm telling you is this: to take a couple minutes out of your day every week and follow up with all the people who could potentially change your life, who could potentially give you a life-changing opportunity. That's all I'm telling you. Like, don't make it no more complex or complicated than that. Like, literally just reach out and keep reaching out until they tell you, don't reach out to me no more. Right? I've been there. I've gotten those responses. And I know it can be sometimes like scary. It could be nerve-wracking. You can cause anxiety. But I'm telling you it's all for your good. It's only going to make you better. And so I want you to be better. I want you to be great. I want you to have great opportunities. And these are the keys to make sure that that is happening. And so be consistent. Send an occasional article. Send an occasional thank you for holiday, or send a thank you for reading this email. Send an occasional happy holiday. Send an occasional I hope your summer was great. Send an occasional I noticed that you were at this event. I hope it went well. Right? Let people know that you're following them. Let people know that their lives are impacting your life just by them living their life. That is going to be an exchange of value that can pay huge dividends. Trust me, I've been there. Like, if you check my YouTube video, I talk about how I connected with one of my mentors who's one of the greatest people of all time. He literally changed my life. And I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity like that. And so make sure that you are reaching out, that you are connecting, that you are getting connected. to folks that can literally change your life. And so I'm going to wrap up, right? So this week, I challenge you to reach out to a person that is working in a dream industry or a dream job that you have, right? That you want to pursue. I'm telling you to just find one person. That's the challenge. One person a week so that you can start furthering your connections in the field, but also furthering your opportunities. I want to see you be great. I want to see you at the top, right? And I want to know that these tips were tips that really helped you change the game. And so if you got students who are having a hard time networking with professionals, also share that these tips can literally change their life. And they're super easy tips, like taking a person to coffee, making sure that you're doing research and connecting with them on LinkedIn, doing an outreach and research campaign, right? So letting them know, I read your article, I read your blog, I watched your video, and I have a question. These little simple things can be all that you need to be the difference between a candidate choosing you for a job opportunity that can change their life or somebody else, right? These little tidbits can literally 2 to 15 minutes, $2, 15 minutes can literally change your life. Hey, I hope this was great. I hope this was a great opportunity. If you got any questions, I'm here on the chat. I see some folks on the chat. Hey, what's going on? If you got any questions about helping students connect with networks in the industry that they're pursuing, please let me know in the chat, of course, in the comments. Also, share these videos. I'll post the official video on YouTube. Share this with a student that's looking to figure out how to break in the industry. They know what they want to do. They're passionate about the field, but they haven't quite cracked the code on how to network with professionals, right? And especially we know young people in today's society, they need a little help with socializing in person, with connecting in person. And so this video is for the student that's looking to change their life, but don't know exactly how. I'm going to see you all later. Again, keep doing the good work. Very proud of y'all. Thank you for your time.